on a date with a guy on the weekend, and then I just saw today that he's now unmatched me. I thought the date went fine. Like, I didn't really think it was like super good connection or anything like that, but I also don't know if I just have like an expectation that I'm gonna have this amazing connection with someone straight away, and that's just unrealistic. I don't think there was anything wrong, but I just don't think it was like, wow. The conversation was fine. We went for dinner and I think we were probably there for maybe 2 hours. It was kind of a little bit different to what I was expecting based on like chatting online. At the end of the day, it's not like I was like, oh my god, really like want to see you again, but it was fine. He messaged me after and just said like, hope you got home okay, it was nice to go out kind of thing, and I said, yeah, like I did, thanks, it was nice to meet you. Do not look closely at my eyebrows right now, they're so bad. And he just liked that message, and that was like the last of the conversation. And I don't think that he had unmatched me until like yesterday or today. Maybe it's because I didn't initiate more conversation after the date, but also neither did he. I guess it's all just part of the super fun experience of dating. That's it. That's my dating update. It's going great.
Superb. Well, if everything is proceeding well, then it is a happy moment. The date was satisfactory. I am uncertain as to whether I would desire to see him again. And perhaps, just maybe, he sensed that I was not initiating a conversation. In my opinion, the current state of dating is characterized by individuals squandering the time of others. I would be extremely appreciative if you could return to the channel. Singles events are doomed. Women worldwide are incensed about the men's refusal to attend. Why are men opting out?
If you see any more advertisements for singles mixers, singles events, matchmaker, speed dating, any of these type of events going forward, please refrain from sending me any more of those links. Please and thank you. So I'm going to tell you guys why I'm opting out of any more singles events whatsoever. So a few months back, one of my friends sends me a link to a singles like mixer event. It's by Jigsaw. Some of you guys may have seen those advertisements because I believe they do them in various cities. I am located in St. Louis, Missouri. It was going to be held at a local brewery not far from my house. So I thought, yeah, let's give it a try. It's been a while since I've been to a singles event. So that Saturday, the day of the event, I'm up, ready to go. I shower, get dressed. I have on a nice brown dress. It's fit me perfect. And I got on my jewelry, you know, all my stuff on. Got my hair done, everything. Smelling good, perfume, the whole bit. Which I thought was an interesting venue to have for an event like this, simply because breweries typically have beer only, at least the ones that I've been to. So I thought that was kind of an interesting space, but I'd already bought the ticket, so here I am. I get to the event, and ladies, you guessed it. I guess it's the same everywhere you go. Obviously, the women outweigh the men. It was probably maybe 8 guys, and there was about 20 women. Out of all of those men, only 2 of them were black. One came in like a track outfit, which kind of disqualified him for me because I felt like I put a lot of time and effort into getting ready and making sure I looked good. He looked like he had just came from an errand. So for me, right away, I was uninterested in him. The other gentleman was a much older gentleman, and I'd honestly say probably early 60s, if not, you know, late 50s. But he was dressed well. He had on a nice blazer, nice slacks, nice shoes. You know, he looked nice. Here's the big thing that I didn't like about the event. If you've been to any Jigsaw event, I don't know what your experience has been, but for ours, we stood around awkwardly just looking around and waiting for the host, who was supposed to be there with games and icebreakers and things like that would make it easier for us to mix and mingle with one another. We kept waiting, and everyone that came in, we're expecting this person to be the host, and it would just be another person who was attending the event. 40 minutes literally goes by. And some lady comes in stating that she's the host, but said that she got called in last minute and she didn't have any of the supplies. She had no games, no icebreakers, no nothing. So essentially she tells us to just keep doing what we're doing. So everybody's trying to find ways to like talk and get to know one another. So we're asking each other questions. And to be honest with you, I really just didn't feel like anyone out of the crowd I felt a true connection with. Now, mind you, the older gentleman was actually sitting off at a table by himself. Everyone else was kind of sitting around 1 or 2 tables. I was kind of making my rounds with the women because it was obviously way more women than it was men. So as I'm making my way around the table and talking to different ladies, The older gentleman comes over to me and he asks if I'd like to join him at his table. That's really nice of him. In most cases, men are a little uncomfortable coming up to a woman to, attempt to talk to her, especially when she's surrounded by other women. So I really thought that was dope that he was willing to do that. So I quickly finish up my conversation with the lady that I'm speaking to, and I go over to the table to join him. He asked me that I want something to drink. Again, because they didn't have wine or anything else, they only served beer, and I don't drink beer. I declined the drink, but I told him that I appreciated the offer. So we begin to talk. He begins, asking a couple questions. I begin asking him questions. And before I could get comfortable with this conversation, it takes a turn. Within 5 minutes, this man is telling me about all of his issues, all of his problems. How a lot of people, including his mother, thinks that, he's a little overbearing and that the way that he communicates is a little harsh and that he doesn't know how to talk to people. He also starts to tell me how him and his daughter have this really tumultuous relationship and they haven't gotten along in quite some time. And at this current time, they are actually not on speaking terms. I don't remember exactly how old his daughter was. I want to say she was maybe somewhere between 12 and 14. I do remember she was a teenager, but a young teenager. He's telling me how her mom has filled her head with all these different things and all these terrible things about him. And that's the reason why they don't have a great relationship. And he proceeds to tell me how he thinks she should be the one to come to him and try to make amends and get them two on the same page again, which I thought was odd. As old as you are, you're expecting a child, teenager or not, but a child to come and mend a relationship with you as the parent. So obviously we are already at red flag number 2. So at this point, I already know where this is going and I don't choose to go with it. So I excuse myself, I go to the bathroom, I text one of my friends, and at first I'm gonna have one of my friends text me to try to get me out of this situation or call me. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be an adult about this. I'm not gonna make up any reason why I have to leave. I'm simply just gonna tell him that I have to go. So I get myself together, I go back out to the table and I'm like, hey, I appreciate the conversation. It's been nice getting to know you, but I need to go ahead and get out of here. So he then asked me, well, hey, do you think that we can exchange numbers? I told him, unfortunately, I'd rather not. Although I enjoyed getting to know you and all that, I don't really feel that there's a romantic connection. So I'd have to decline to give you my number. I'm surprised he actually takes this well. He says, okay, that's fine. As I'm gathering my purse and getting ready to walk away from the table, he asks, hey, can I get a picture? I'm like, get a picture? And he's like, yeah. So I'm standing just a little ways away from the table, not very far, but I'm confused in a moment. I don't know if he wants me to take a picture with him or he wants to take a picture of me. Either way, I thought it was weird because all we had was this quick conversation and encounter at this event. I'm telling you that I don't want to exchange numbers, so I don't really know why you'd want to leave from this event with a picture of me. But against my own best judgment, I agreed to take the picture. So since I'm standing a little ways away, I just kind of smile and pose to take the picture. And he says, oh, you want to take the picture alone? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't really want to take the picture at all, but I'm just trying to be nice and oblige your request. So I say, oh, you want to take a picture with me? And he's like, yeah, let's take a picture together. So again, I don't really want to do this, but against my better judgment, I stand a little bit closer to him. He holds the phone out. He takes the picture of us. I walk away thinking like, well, that was odd. Why would he want to take a picture with me if we're not exchanging numbers? So I quickly shake his hand and I get the heck out of there. Later on, I'm at home watching TV, just flicking through the channels. And someone that I know, not necessarily well, but we're Facebook friends, she reaches out to me through Facebook Messenger and she says, hey girl, is this you? And sends me a picture of me and the guy from the dating event earlier in the day. I was immediately mortified. I said, where did you get this picture? And she's like, oh, I followed this guy on Facebook. He posted this picture along with a picture of him at his home by himself. And when he posted both of those pictures, he said that he went out on a date or something and he had a good time. I'm like, what? Is that what people are really doing nowadays? Like, has it gotten that bad where we have to put on this facade that we went on a date with someone? Going to a singles dating event and going on a date is two different things. And at that moment is when I realized how me being nice worked completely against me. Because why would this man go and post this picture like me and him were booed up? Like me and him went on an actual date? I was like, what the heck? Like, why are people this weird? So I ended up telling one of my peoples about it, and they're like, what? Like, they end up actually reaching out to him and asking him to take down the picture. And do you know this guy argued her up and down? He said he wasn't going to take the picture down, and even tried spewing like different insults at her because she came at him asking him to take the picture down. And I was like, for one, and what a bullet I dodged there, right? But for two, why are people this weird? So needless to say, you will not see me at any more singles events, singles mixers, single networking event, speed dating. I don't care what it is. If it has singles in the title of it, I don't want to go.
She is genuinely irritated by solitary events and has made a firm commitment to never participate in them again. For what reason? For the simple reason that there were an insufficient number of males and an excessive number of women. 20 women, 8 males. In an instant, she is also disqualified, as they were not dressed to her preference. The remainder is not her style. So, let us dissect this. Men are funding events that are prejudicial to them. Despite the fact that they are already outnumbered, they are still dismissed for the most trivial of reasons. Not wealthy enough, not fashionable enough, and not towering enough. Insufficiently captivating. In the interim, women are permitted to observe, evaluate, and complain about the scarcity of alternatives, while they are responsible for eliminating males for the most inane reasons. They are perplexed as to why males are no longer attending. Men are no longer interested in engaging in a futile endeavor. Why would they invest money in attending events where they are regarded as second-class citizens? What is the reason for them to allow themselves to be dissected in the manner of a menu item? Here is the reality. Men are recognizing their value. And if these women do not alter their mindset, they will be seated at these singles events, outnumbering the males by a 5-to-1 margin, and still be perplexed as to why they are returning home alone.
One of the rules of parenting that just makes so much sense to me is when I am being grumpy with our child, I have a valid reason for it. I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm overstimulated. But when my husband is being grumpy with our child, he better protect himself. He's just a baby. He's 3. Get yourself together. Go take a...
Indeed. Poor individuals continue to insist on marrying these deities. I apologize, but I have no pity for any of them.
I will not, and I mean I will not ever chase a man. Back in my days, whenever I didn't know my worth and I didn't know my identity, I was like, oh, you know, no, I don't chase men. I don't. No. If a man wants me, he's gonna make it clear to me that he wants me. Otherwise, that's bro. That is bro. That's bro. You're good. And I'm not going to imagine or feed into delusion. I'm not going to get caught up in a fantasy of me and X, Y, and Z. No. If you want me, make it known. Otherwise, you're my brother. I will not get my mind set on marrying this man. Or he is not my husband until he has decided to commit to be my husband. And I will not be delusional and think that a man is 100% going to be for me unless he actually proposes to me and chooses to marry me. I won't. So do not let your brain go Christian girl to Lulu. Do not go into fantasy. Do not chase that man. You are in close proximity to that man and he has not approached you. Girl, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Don't even worry about it. Keep minding your business. Keep it pushing.
She is explicitly asserting that she will never pursue a man as a woman of God. And any male who desires her must be transparent about his intentions. In the absence of this, he is merely her brother. Okay, let's deconstruct this. This is not a matter of faith. This pertains to entitlement. She is not implying that I desire a man who is God-fearing and leads with integrity. She is asserting that she is unwilling to exert any effort. And if you do not revere me from the outset, you are rendered irrelevant. Women are fond of the notion that males should pursue, and prove themselves. However, what specific actions is she taking in response? Because let's be honest, what transpires when a man discloses his intentions? Oh, he is excessively enthusiastic. He is excessively accessible. He is not a challenge. Interpretation. She desires attention, not commitment. Additionally, this is the most noteworthy aspect. The males she truly desires, They are not required to pursue. They are not required to provide any evidence. They are not required to perform elaborate maneuvers in order to avoid being perceived as a brother. Men who have alternatives do not pursue women who bring only expectations to the table. Additionally, she will be addressing numerous males as brother for an extended period of time if she maintains this stance.
I went on a date tonight with a man who midway through our meal asked me to go and take my knickers off in the bathroom and when I come back to put them in his pocket. First date, asked me to go and take my knickers off and when I come back put them in his pocket. And then asked me to split the bill. If you're going to play Daddy Dom...
I would agree, but that still begs a few issues. Were you a decent or bad girl? Did you remove your undergarments and place them in his pocket? Did he request to divide the bill because you did not? Finally, how did you become more irritated about the bill being split? Additionally, there is an additional section that pertains to your removal of your undergarments. I mean, a woman who would have heard that and said, "How dare you?" With regard to the bill dividing aspect, I would have been present until the conclusion of the date.
Singles event for hot people only in the city tonight. Don't ask me how I got invited, because I'm not really sure. Honestly, this concept is like super dystopian, but hey, I'm here for it. If there's hot men, count me the fuck in. That dating app that I was talking about in my last post is sponsoring it. If you have an active profile on Vibes, then you get 2 free drinks. So I'm like, free drinks, hot men. Literally ask any of my friends. They'll say that my type is just like a hot douchebag guy. So this event is gonna be perfect for me. To get accepted to go to this party, you actually have to show a picture of yourself. They basically have to like rate you and like let you in, like give you like the okay to like come to the party. Actually insane. Also got a spray tan, so like I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. Whose dog is barking? Maybe I'll meet my husband tonight. Who knows? So then, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it is a little scary that I'm being put in a situation that like I have to talk to a guy. But I feel like when I go out, that's like not my main focus. My main focus is like hanging out with my friends and like not finding guys to talk to. This should definitely be interesting. Like for part 2.
This woman is assisting me in preparing for a singles event. She is exceedingly enthusiastic about meeting her spouse. Additionally, this is the case. A gorgeous douchebag is her type. A man who exudes charisma and lacks substance, appearing to have emerged from a magazine. However, this is the reality that she is unwilling to acknowledge. Singles competitions are devoid of husbands. These events are populated by women who are seeking a brief affair, rather than a lifelong partner. Men who are committed to their relationships will not devote their time to events that are intended to attract the superficial and the frivolous. The most significant truth is as follows. The males who are worthy of marriage are unable to afford to be rejected. An individual of considerable worth. He is not going to pay money, attend, and be evaluated based on his initial impressions in a room full of women who are merely seeking to engage in a game. Nevertheless, she has already mentally abandoned anyone who does not satisfy her unrealistic standards or is not sufficiently attractive. She is in search of a fantasy, not a future. She believes that she can simply arrive and engage in a few hours of speed dating or forced socializing to meet her spouse. However, the reality is that she is squandering her time, as men who are sincere about establishing a relationship do not attend singles events in search of it. They have more pressing matters to attend to. Additionally, she will be disheartened when she discovers precisely what she is not seeking in the process of continuing to search for husbands in the incorrect locations. Another night of unfulfilled promises and rejection. Our daily conversation has concluded. We would be delighted if you would like and subscribe to this video if you are interested in viewing additional content of a similar nature. I am genuinely grateful for your consideration of this issue and hope that your day is replete with happiness.